What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about syrup today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, Maple Finance, as it's known, is up about 5.5% today, and it's been on a slow path to the upside. It just seems to be unstoppable, man. You might stop for like 4 days, but then you just keep moving. You're not seeing any of these crazy like 50% pump days, but overall, as time has gone on, from a low to a high, you've slowly worked your way up 430% from your lows on April 7th. That's just crazy. That's outperforming the average coin in the markets by a lot. By a lot. It puts you in a tier of your own. It puts you in a class of your own as far as growth goes. Phenomenal. Very, very phenomenal. Hold on. Let's get this here. If we have the daily RSI, we can see that you do have double bearish divergence showing its head. Doesn't mean that it is double bearish divergence, right? We need a red day to confirm that. If you keep growing, if you keep getting these steady green days and you get above that high there, you might just absolve this bearish divergence look, and that would be really nice. That'd be really nice. Maybe you get a higher high. That'd be cool. It's only bearish divergence until it isn't, right? It's like right here, that was bearish divergence. You had a double top until it wasn't. You know what I mean? It only is until it isn't. And right now, this is a very bullishly charged RSI. The stochastics have been in the overbought zone for a good while, but that's okay. The MACD might have the secrets here, man, because it was looking like you're building some bearish divergence, but now you're building bullish momentum. You're actually getting momentum coming back, and you're separating from the zero. Like this thing, it does look pretty good. There's some good things going on that might suggest that we not only are we going to continue to grow, but we might not be anywhere near the relative high that we would expect to see. If we're looking at this from a relative high here to a relative low here, you know, I would have guessed a few days ago that we would have found resistance between 44 cents and 40 cents. But here we are at 45 cents now. It's very normal when you break above this level here, the 200, right? You got your 1886 200 level. When you break above the 200, it's very normal to go up to the 2272, and with the 2272, it's actually very normal to go a little bit above there, okay? Oftentimes, you don't stop right at the 2272 or below the 2272. You actually stop just above it. That's the expectation. What's not normal is whenever you get above the 200 like this, especially if the day closes here, it's not normal to go here and then revert back down. It's until you go up here. Then we could talk about the reversion. Maybe you pull back to the 618, maybe you pull back to the 1886, whatever. There will probably be some kind of standard reversion. If today can close here or higher, I would assume we're on a nonstop path to 55 cents, 60 cents, something like that. And I don't expect it to happen overnight. I mean, maybe it does. We can have some pretty fast movements. I don't know how it'll look. Will it be a solid candle body like we had yesterday? Will it be a wick? Could tomorrow bring a big wick up here and then we close all the way down here, something like that? Anything can happen. I'm just at the moment under the anticipation that if you're holding syrup like I am and you're looking to trade it like I am, I think that the next trading opportunity will be above 55 cents as far as a sell opportunity goes. And then likely from 55 cents, you'll be able to buy back at 44 to 40 cents, right? And that kind of a endeavor, and you're probably going to sell, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you're looking to snag the top on this thing, it's probably going to be above 55 cents. So you'd look to sell a little bit above there, actually, between maybe 55 and 60 cents, something like that. But it would likely then drop another 20% or more, 20 to 30% back. You could really make a nice play off of this thing, man. And it is pretty consistent as far as the upside goes, but when it finds its tops, it can get squirrely. It can get a little bit squirrely. That's fine, right? In fact, let's just see what are the average drops here that we've seen so far. From a high to a low, you dropped 25% here. From a high to a low, you dropped 36% there in like the course of a day. From a high to a low, again, another like day, 28%. Here, the drops have been getting a little bit less significant here. High to low here, 19% still, though. I think this sounds about right. Yeah, something like this. Something quite literally like this. You'll go from just above this line to somewhere in between this 200 and 1886 here to find support, and then continue on your merry way. So that'll provide a very tradable opportunity, I think. Probably at the end of this month or something like that. Again, I don't expect that you're just going to move straight up there. I think you're just going to continue to crawl, and maybe by the end of the month, you're up there at a good selling price, maybe like the last like 3 days of the month. Maybe even the first day of June, who knows? And then probably revert back down to prices that are around where we are now, if not a little bit lower. Yeah. Okay, so what would that imply actually on a percentage basis? How much is that? It's like another 20%. That's nice. That's nice. And it could happen. It really could happen in a very short amount of time. Let's look at this on a short-term time frame, and then we'll wrap this video up. Okay, so the 1 hour time frame, we're really just going to use the RSI here. We don't need. You know what? Let me just look at the daily real quick. Yeah, we can delete these guys. We don't need these right now. So the 1 hour time frame rejected the overbought zone here. But the thing is, you've rejected it a couple times. You rejected it right there. You rejected it right there. You rejected it right there. You keep consolidating between the overbought zone and the 60. And this is pretty unprecedented. But it seems like this is kind of like what you like to do at times. I don't know. Is this going to be a good thing? Is it going to be a bad thing? I don't know. We have to see. But right now, the 1 hour pointed to the upside, pointed green like this. It does help paint the picture that we are going to get into the overbought zone. This could be some kind of phase of consolidation right here while we're moving up, and we're about to break and see a faster pace pick up maybe by the end of this day, and that would be nice to see. I mean, bouncing off the 60 is definitely good. It just depends, man, because we do have a bearish engulfing candle on the last hour candle right there, bearish engulfing candle there, rejecting off the overbought, so it's not necessarily the best look. 15-minute time frame, this low in the RSI is one of the lower lows, but that's the thing too. This is kind of a good look because you have your highest low throughout this range, and you've got a low here in the RSI. You're at an area where you've bounced from before. We've seen these kind of quick drop-offs, and that just implies that you're going to grow afterwards. And I mean, you dropped off quick, but you ate it back up pretty quick too. I would say you're more in a position to grow than you are to decay from here. That'd be my expectation. Looking at the 4 hour, 4 hours bullish as hell, man, and you just got above this reading here. I would think that you continue. You probably see that next level. If we draw a line right here, do you stop here most of the time? Probably not. No, it doesn't look like it. You actually go above this area most of the time. Sometimes you stop here. Okay, so sometimes you do stop here, actually, yeah. Sometimes you do. But again, I don't know. You're kind of in this area. It looks like you're breaking out. I would think, especially recently, it looks like you like to go higher. I would think that you probably, you're at about the 80 now. I would think that you continue up to about 83 or more on the RSI. And with that, that would imply that maybe the next day is going to be full of growth, something like that. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see how it goes because something's not adding up to me here. The 4 hour, one of two things is going to happen. Either the 4 hour is going to produce a stronger reading than I'm expecting. We're going to get to the 90s or higher, which I'm not expecting that right now, but maybe. Or we're going to get some wicked volatility like we did on this day here, where we really do get a big wick. Or, I said one of two things, but maybe it's one of three things. Or the third thing, which to me would be the weirdest thing, would be that we don't hit the 2272 for resistance. We don't, and we do close above the 200. We close somewhere in this area and we find resistance here and then go down. That would be the strangest thing to me. If we were to find resistance here, we'd likely find support somewhere around 32 cents, if I had to guess. At the lowest, 27 cents. But closing here today and then moving down, it just wouldn't make sense until we go up here. It would make the most sense if we were at least up here at like 56 to 57 cents or higher. Then we could talk about coming down. So something weird's going to happen, man. Something out of the normal expectations is going to happen. Either the 4 hour RSI is going to get above the 90. We're going to get a wicked day of volatility tomorrow, today, the next day, something like that. It's going to happen where you get a big wick to the upside and then you close down. Or the weirdest thing, again, would be that you just find resistance right here in the middle of nowhere, which wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens over the days. I'm not selling, so if we do the unexpected thing, like the truly unexpected thing, which is finding resistance here and then coming down without going up here first, I'm just going to hold. I'll keep holding, and then I'll just wait until we're at the next selling opportunity. That's okay. You can't catch them all. But I do think that 55 cents, 60 cents, somewhere in that range presents a good opportunity to trade. I definitely would recommend, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but this is my opinion here. I think that if you are going to trade some of this, you should leave a bag that's meant to not be traded, right? Maybe trade half of it, maybe trade 10% of it. I don't know however big your bag is, right? If you have $100 worth, maybe you could trade your whole bag. But if you've got your life savings in here, maybe don't trade more than like 5% of it. I don't know. But just trade a little bit. Leave some in there for the long run, because you never know if this thing's just going to keep moving up. And then if it does keep moving up, at least you'll still be making money. And if it doesn't move down and you took profits here to put back into it whenever it pulls back, but it doesn't pull back, it just keeps running, now you have money to put into other coins or to use in your own life, whatever. You still have profits, and that's a good thing. So I don't know. I think it'll be, from a low risk kind of standpoint, it'd be good to take profits somewhere between 60 to 55 cents. But looking forward to that. It might happen if I'm looking at the 4 hour RSI the right way. We'd expect this to happen over the coming days here, certainly by the end of this next week. It wouldn't surprise me if it even happened like tomorrow, man. But this 4 hour RSI poised like this, I would think that we do see a nice little rush here, but time will tell. Either that or we're going to do something weird and just reject. But I'm expecting 55 cents to 60 cents. I don't really know what else to say, so I'm going to end the video there. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. We will know that we're activating this bearish divergence once we get a red day. Once you get a day to close red and confirm it, I would very much anticipate that we're going to go lower. I got nothing else. Take care. Bye.